Hey, welcome to Build&AI. I'm Nia, your AI learning guide. Let's get into it.
Let's jump right in. Welcome to this explainer, where we're going to absolutely master front-end styling today. Look, if you already know your way around HTML and basic CSS, you know for a fact that making things look really good on the web, it takes time, a lot of time. But what if we could completely bypass that slow lane? Well, that's exactly what we're tackling today. Just think about your current workflow for a second. Every time you start a brand new project, are you still painstakingly writing out raw CSS for every single button, margin, and layout grid? We've all been there, and honestly, it's brutal. It's a massive bottleneck. But today, I'm going to show you a much faster, infinitely more efficient way to build gorgeous, responsive interfaces without reinventing the wheel every single time.
So here's our game plan for today. We'll start with a quick introduction to CSS frameworks. Then look at frameworks versus libraries. From there, we'll dive into the power of Bootstrap, the grid system and space, key components and typography, and finally wrap up with your practical challenge.
Okay, let's dive into Section 1, Introduction to CSS Frameworks, Accelerating Front-End Development. At its core, a CSS framework is basically a massive, highly organized shortcut. It's this beautiful collection of ready-to-use styles, utilities, and structural components, things like grids and buttons. Instead of coding up an entire layout system from scratch or styling a button from absolutely nothing, a framework literally hands you predefined classes and conventions. You're basically assembling your interface using these expertly crafted, pre-built Lego pieces. And the result? You cut your development time down to a fraction of what it was.
Moving on to Section 2, Framework versus Library, the foundation versus the furniture.
Now, before we get into the nitty-gritty, we really need to clear up a common point of confusion, the difference between a framework and a library. It helps to think about this like building a house. On one side, we have a library like React. On the other, a full framework like Laravel. Think of a library as a specific piece of furniture you decide to bring into your room. You're in total control of where it goes and when you use it. But a framework dictates the actual foundation and structure of the house itself. You work within its blueprints. So a CSS framework hands you that robust, unshakable blueprint for your design.
All right, Section 3, the power of Bootstrap, predefined everything.
So here is the crucial point. Bootstrap is the ultimate lifesaver for front-end developers because, well, it gives you predefined everything. You instantly get access to thousands of ready-made CSS classes. Need standard sizes or a reliable, great-looking color palette? It's already built in. Automated margins, standardized typography, check and check. It even throws in built-in alignment and layout tools. You completely eliminate the guesswork of trying to figure out which exact hex code looks best for a success message, because Bootstrap has already figured it out for you.
Which brings us to Section 4, Grid System and Space, Structuring the Page. Building responsive layouts in Bootstrap follows this really intuitive rhythm: containers, rows, and columns. It works like this. First, you drop in a container class as your main wrapper. This centers your content and adds those nice lateral margins. Inside of that, you create a row to divide things up. And inside the row, you place your columns, using classes like call or call-cal to tell the browser exactly how wide they should be, based on the screen size. Need perfect alignment? Just add the d-flex class to unlock the power of Flexbox. Want some breathing room between those columns? Throw in a gap class like g-3. It is just a beautifully logical system once you get the hang of it.
Now, what's really interesting here is how ridiculously simple the syntax becomes. Take a look at this code snippet. We've got a div with the classes P4 and M3. Let's break that down. In Bootstrap, P is for padding and M is for margin. Simple, right? The number is just a uniform scale from 0 to 5. So P4 instantly slaps on a large internal padding, while M3 gives you a medium external margin. You are literally accomplishing in 7 characters what would normally take multiple, tedious lines of custom CSS. It's almost like magic.
Moving right along, Section 5, Key Components and Typography, Styling the Details. Let's quickly chunk through these color utility classes. Bootstrap uses a contextual standard palette that makes total sense. If you want green text to show a successful action, you literally just type text-success. Need a main primary background color? Boom, BG-primary. Want to add or thicken up a border? Drop in border-2. It's completely plug and play, which means your design stays perfectly, effortlessly consistent across your entire site.
And let's move to the text. Styling, typography is just as effortless as the spacing and colors. You want italics? Just use FST italic. Center alignment?
Text Center, you can even automatically transform text to uppercase with text uppercase, or create these massive, gorgeous headings just by throwing on the Display One class. No sweating over font weights and sizes. It's just done.
But honestly, where Bootstrap truly shines is its interactive components. You can instantly generate these perfectly padded, professional buttons using classes like btn_lg or cool hollow ones with btn outline primary. And navbars? Oh, this is the best part. They are responsive by default. They automatically collapse into that neat little hamburger menu on mobile devices, and you don't have to write a single line of JavaScript. You also get beautifully styled cards, which you'll want to master for categorizing information, and super clean forms for inputs and checkboxes. These components take your UI from basic HTML to professional app in seconds.
All right, Section 6, your practical challenge, building a products page. Okay, so you've got the theory, and we've walked through the blueprints. Now, I'm stepping into coach mode. Here are the exact 4 steps you need to apply everything we just covered. Seriously, go ahead and pause the explainer right now, take a screenshot, and use this as your checklist. Step 1, create a page called products.html. Step 2, use a container div to organize 6 different products using bootstrapped columns. Step 3, and here's the fun tricky part, make it fully responsive. I want to see 1 product per row on mobile, 2 on a tablet, and 3 across on a desktop. And finally, step 4, add a name, a price, and a styled buy button to every single product. You've got this.
So what does this all mean for you? Well, it boils down to one final question. Are you ready to leave the absolute tedium of raw CSS behind and start building at lightning speed? The tools are literally right in front of you, and this framework is practically begging to do the heavy lifting for you. So fire up your code editors, load in Bootstrap, and see just how fast you can bring that responsive grid to life. Honestly, what are you going to build next? Have fun with this, keep coding, and I'll catch you next time.
And that's a wrap for today. If this lesson was helpful, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you never miss a new episode. We drop 3 new lessons every single week, all designed to help you learn, build, and launch with AI. Share this with someone who's on the same journey, and I will see you in the next one.